Hi guys, okay, so what we're going to be talking about today, just quickly, is Diastasis Recti. I know a lot of people that are following my ab challenge this month are suffering from this, and all of my challenges are not going to be suitable for you. So what I first want you to understand, for those that don't know what this is it's a gap between the abs. So, I can't get this straight, I'm trying to hold it. So we've got our transverse abdominals, which is down the side here, and they're the deep muscle layer, the obliques, the mid is the mid layer. Then you've got the rectus abdominis, so these are, I guess, what you'd call your six packs, to put it simply. And then your linea alba. Now this is the closing here, and what happens is the linea alba is stretched, it becomes open. And a lot of the time this is caused through pregnancy, but there can be other times this happens. It's not just pregnancy, but I'm just mainly talking to women here that have had a baby or are going to be having a baby. So what I want to do is just discuss some of the exercises that you can do, and some of the exercises that you shouldn't do. Alrighty, so let's just get into it. It's actually cold here today, so I've got my jacket on. So, just quickly, let's just talk about some of the exercises that you should avoid. Now, crunches is one of them. So basically, you know, basic ab crunches, where you're lying back and you're doing this. Okay, full sit-ups where you're like this is not a good idea, and I'm going to be doing that in SAB challenge, so obviously do not do that. But what I'll try and do each time is give you a variation where you can still join in the challenge but not do that exercise. Now it does also say here that oblique twists are bad. Now, I had a baby years ago and she is now 19. But when I first did, after I had her, I had somebody come around, a physician come around and tell me what exercises I should and shouldn't do. Now, one of the exercises she did tell me to do was oblique twists. Now, I've already done one and I've told you it's okay to do, and that was with your weights, and it's going side to side. Now, it depends upon how severe you've got this, but you could just use no weights and go side to side really slowly. But you have to learn to brace your core. And bracing your core is not just sucking in your belly. So first of all, if you lie back on your back and put your fingers just into your stomach. Don't clench, just have it nice and soft, and then squeeze. And where you're squeezing from is, it's your pelvic floor muscles that you're squeezing from. So you're actually tightening your vagina muscles, basically. So if you squeeze, you'll be able to feel whether or not your abdominal muscles are apart and then come together, or if they're together and they're not apart at all. So I can feel that I have no tear, there's nothing open there, and when I pull together, it's nice and closed. What you'll feel is a gap. Now, a good exercise for you just to begin with, especially if you've just had a baby, is these pelvic floor muscles. Working and contracting this. So it's like drawing and tensing your pelvic floor muscles, which then contracts your belly, and you can feel that gap close and then release, and continue to do that and release. Now, this exercise is where you are bracing the core. So when you feel that gap close, it's not like you're breathing in and sucking in your stomach, is it? We're actually contracting and closing the gap, or contracting and tightening tightening that abdominal area. You can do this without even breathing. So let's for a moment breathe in, which your stomach expands, breathe out, the stomach lowers. Just for a moment here, hold your breath. Brace the pelvic floor. Feel that contraction. You haven't even breathed in or breathed out yet. Release. You did all that without breathing. Now, I'm not telling you to stop breathing. I'm just trying to give you some direction in relation to bracing your core. It's like clenching, like if somebody would come up to you and like hit you in the stomach, you'd clench. That's not going and then holding your breath for ages and trying to brace your core. It's just a contraction. So that's what we're trying to do here. So the exercises in which you can and can't do are very much formed around this area. So let's just keep on going for a moment. Exercises not to do. So obviously be very careful with your twists. Listen to your body and don't be crazy about what you do. There are a lot of twists that I have already done in my videos that I feel are fine, but you do your own research and listen to your body too, okay? So what else was there? So a lot of pivoting at the hips, placing strain on the abdominals. So for instance, if you were to see me do an exercise like this, where I'm like doing this motion, you do not want to be doing this, okay? If you have a broom wrapped around your head and you're in a standing position with this broom and you're going side to side, rhythmically, very, very fast, you've got yourself braced, you're braced from the hips, and you're using your waist, not a good move. Okay, so let's just talk about some of the moves that we can do that are really good for you. Okay. So, activating and engaging the core, transverse abdominal muscles, and learning to align and strengthen the core and pelvis. So that's what I've just gone through with you, the core, the pelvis, like contracting your pelvis, feeling your abs brace, or your stomach area brace. That is the contraction. So when we say brace your core, that's what you're doing. So a lot of really good moves are like a lot to do with your legs actually when you're doing leg movements. So for instance, just a sweep up and out, or up and sweep down is a good one, and I'm not actually going to be doing that in my next video. So up and out, it's like a roll, and down. We're going to be doing our sides, coming up on our side. What you do want to avoid though is your planks, because you don't have, you've got that gap there, so we're trying to work on things that will bring that back together. So I just wanted to give you a little bit more information and definitely go through that core bracing, because a lot of people tend to just think, brace your core, hold your breath, and then people stop breathing and you're like, are you breathing? So this is what happens. So let me just have a look. This website that I'm on at the moment gives you quite a lot of information. Let me just look it up. It's mutusystem.com. So it's mutusystem.com / Diastasis Recti. So if you type that in and you want to look up the information, actually what I will do is I'll link to it in this video. So if you want to actually read over the information, you can. I find with anything, even being a personal trainer, there are a lot of things that I can answer, and there's a lot of things that I can't answer, because we are constantly evolving and learning. So I will never ever pretend to know everything, because I am by far a guru at anything. I constantly learn, I constantly research, I go out of my way to look for information that people have asked me about that I just cannot answer, and I am very honest. I will definitely say to you, I'm sorry, I don't know, let me research that, because I will not give you false information. So guys, with that, I'm going to get into the next challenge. It has been great chatting with you. I hope you look forward to doing the challenges, and if you are doing them, you are enjoying them. It's a lot of fun, it's great motivation. Just listen to your body and do your own research.